All right, so I took my bench seat cover off, and man, this thing is just, it was nasty. This is a cover, and this is a cover, and I would suspect this is the original cover, but this stuff is just nasty. But whoever put this cover on, which is hideous in itself, did not take off the old cover when they did that, and I know why they covered it, because it was in bad shape. Certainly didn't do it the right way, and this certainly tells a story of the history of the truck. So over here is the cushions, and they are just shot, and they are nasty. And look at that, a dirt dauber. So I'm thinking, based on the condition of this foam and these springs here, or the kind of the suspension system of the seat, and look how rusty this thing is. I mean, just nasty. I'm probably going to conclude, between the rust and the dirt dauber, that this seat sat outside for quite a while at some point in its life, because I don't think a seat would get that rusty. I've never seen one that rusty that's been in a vehicle, and that thing is just coated. So these things definitely need to be cleaned up. To me, these cushions are not salvageable, and obviously that nastiness there is going to the trash. So I guess it's like anything else with these old trucks, is got your work cut out for you, and every small thing, or what I thought would be a small thing, turns into a project and turns into more money. All right, so let me show you this seat frame in a little bit more detail. You can see all the rust on it, and it's mainly surface rust, but man, it is just, it's got a lot on there. And it's got a lot in kind of hard to reach places, like in this groove here, and then there's a groove right back here all the way down, and then there's another one right here all the way down, and just really hard to get into those places and clean. So I'm going to do the best I can to clean this thing up and make it look better than what it does. So here are the seat tracks, kind of consistent condition, not as rusty, probably just more dirty, but got to get these cleaned up. And actually going to probably lube them up a little bit too with some grease, maybe some white lithium grease, and get these things looking better than what they do. So this is the top part of the bench seat, and I've already wire wheeled this one down. It's pretty easy to get to all the places, and I just hit it with a little bit of spray paint primer and some flat black Rust-Oleum paint. All right, so fast forward a couple of days, and this seat frame is all cleaned up, and it turned out pretty good. Wire wheeled it down, and took a long time to wire wheel this thing down, but hit it with some primer and then a couple coats of just flat black, and this is all Rust-Oleum spray paint. The primer is actually the Duplicolor primer that I like, and I've used in other on other things and mentioned it in other videos. Here's the slides that go underneath the seat, and really the mounts to the floor, and what a difference if you remember how those looked earlier in the video. And then I've got all my hardware just poked into cardboard and hit that with some flat black as well. So this thing's going to look good. I know that you'll never see it once I put the seat on it, or the foam and then the seat cover, but peace of mind that it's not as, I mean, it was really, really rusty, so I'm happy with that. I know it's going to, you know, at least I've stopped the rust and halted it in its tracks a little bit. So there it is. I think it was worth it. I think it looks great. All right, so fast forward about a week since I got all this hardware cleaned up, and the slides and the actual, you know, frame and suspension of the seat, and now I've gotten in my seat cushion and my seat cover, and I wanted to show you guys that. So this is a seat cover. I believe it's an OER seat cover, and it does have the seat belt cutouts in it, and I was happy to see that, because I was hoping that the seat cover also had these cutouts, and it does. I got this seat cover at Classic Industries, and I know it sucks paying for one of these things, but man, I had no choice given the condition of my old seat, and it fits really good and just kind of sits on that frame, and then it's held on obviously when you put the seat cover on. All right, so one thing I learned in the process of doing this is when I took the old seat cushions off, this seat, and then of course the top part, I threw them both away. And the next day I got online, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to order new ones. And what I found is, for, I believe it's 81 to 87, you cannot buy this top cushion. You can buy the bottom cushion, and 73 to 80, you can buy both cushions, including this one, but 80 81 to 87, they don't make these top cushions anymore. So let me just tell you that I did a little dumpster diving and got this thing out of the trash. I'm going to clean it up the best I can, but have no choice but to reuse it. So I got it out. I had already taken it off the backing, and to put it back on, this kind of folds over, and you can see that wire that goes through the whole thing, and that's where your hog rings will attach it, I believe, to this one, or maybe even this one right here. So not terribly difficult to put back on, and I'm just thankful that I was able to retrieve it, because I don't know what I would have done if the dumpster had picked up and this thing was gone. I guess I would have had to go into an upholstery shop and have it, have one fabricated, I guess, or try to fabricate one myself. But anyways, I got it back, and I'm going to get this thing hog ring back on and then I'll start with the upholstery. But let me show you the upholstery first. And I'm totally out of space in my workshop, so I've got this thing just kind of laid up on my workbench, and other crap and parts are everywhere. But this thing is really nice. I really like the stitching, the pleats. There's the seat belt cutouts. I guess they're not cut all the way, but that certainly gives you a nice template to cut it. Pretty easy to do. And underneath, this thing's got some really nice foam padding sewn into it, and just looks like a really good high quality cover. I really like it. It just feels really good. So this was also from Classic Industries, and as far as seat covers go, it's kind of it's on the lower end. It was about 250 bucks, and I know I could have gotten the one from LMC Truck for about 200, but honestly I like the pattern on this one better. And I just, it had reviews that I could read, and that made me feel better about it, whereas LMC Truck, they don't have reviews associated with their products. Most of their stuff is really good, but just felt better going with this one. And here's kind of why. Hey, Jake. Jake was checking out my backing. So here's the seat backing. I know the shadows it's kind of getting dark out, but the seat backing is really what made me want to go with this cover. And a lot of them just have the pleats that go all the way up, and I just think this looks a lot better like that. I know it looks, it's laying down and kind of wrinkled up, but when I get it on the actual cushion, it's going to look really good. So in this kit, they do give you a pair of hog ring pliers, and I'm holding it in my hand to show you kind of a comparison of size. I have pretty gargantuan hands, but this thing's pretty small, pretty flimsy, and I've heard the ones that come with the kits aren't very good, but I'm going to give it a try. They give you hopefully enough hog rings to get it done, and if I run out or I don't like this, I'll go buy another one. But I'm going to at least try it before I go out and spend any more money, because between the seat cushion and this seat cover, I've got some cash tied up in this seat, and so I'm going to try to use that thing as much as I can and go from there. All right, so I've got a lot of work to do, and honestly have never done upholstery. I've watched a couple of videos. I know LMC Truck has a great video by Kevin Tetz showing you how to do this, and of course he makes it look easy. And let's see how my experience goes, and I'll let you know what what's good and bad about it, and hopefully it turns out all right. All right, so just a quick update. I'm working on the bottom of the seat. I got the new cushion just kind of placed there, and you got to do this with the slides off. I had my slides on and quickly realized, hey, John, you got to take them off. It's not going to work. But first thing I'm doing is hooking this loop on here. I believe they call this a J hook, and it's on the back of the vinyl seat cover, and it hooks onto that ridge all the way down. And that eliminates the need for hog rings on this whole back side. So you really only have to then worry about doing your hog rings on the sides and really on the front. So now what I'm going to do is start working this fabric up over the seat frame, and these are all the hog ring points here, and going to start just working on it. I'm going to try to start in the center and work my way out and see what I can do. But just getting this on was kind of a pain, not gonna lie. So knowing that was difficult to get on, I'm quite sure this is not going to be as easy as Kevin Tetz makes it look on YouTube. So anyways, I'm going to get into it, see if I can get it done. All right, so with a little persuasion, I finally got that corner on, and as you can see, I've got the hog ring started, and I believe I should be on the home stretch with this thing. Everything seems to fit pretty good, and it's really pulling the fabric tight. So I just got to go around the entire frame here, with the exception of the back where that J-hook thing is, and hog ring all these things in like I did there, and then put the slides back on, find the holes for those. I guess I'm gonna have to cut through the vinyl a little bit there. That's kind of scary, but put the tracks back on, the slides, and I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with this piece here. Maybe just to pull it tight and hog ring that. I don't know, but I'll figure that out. But coming along good, and I think this bottom, I'm kind of on the home stretch with the bottom. Let's see what I can do with that top over there. All right, so here's the top, or I guess the backrest, and really didn't fight me that bad. I don't have it hog ringed all the way, but most of the way. I just got to really do this back section right here and get this together. Got some wrinkles in it, but those will come out. I'm either going to steam them, blow dry them, or put it in the sun, and that should come out. This thing has not seen any sunlight yet, but pretty close on the top. And then also pretty close here on the bottom. I've got the hog rings all around the front. I've just got to do these sides and everything. I've got to put the, well, I've got to do the sides, and then I've got to notch out the holes here, cut them with a razor blade, which is going to be kind of scary for the backrest to mount to it. And that'll pretty much be it. I got some new covers. I'll show you guys those, and we'll get this thing put together. I got to cut out my seat belt pieces right here, but that's not something that's urgent that I have to do right away. But we'll get it put back together and throw it in the truck, and I think it's going to look great. All right, so I know I mentioned these hog ring pliers and hog rings, and I wanted to show you a little bit more close up what these things are and how they work, in case you've never seen them before. So basically you're looking at, to me, what looks like kind of a glorified staple, and that's the shape that you're looking for after you crimp them with the hog ring pliers. And I'm going to demonstrate one. I'm going to put one in. These hog ring pliers that came with this cover are not the greatest in the world, and I understand why people have said they suck, because they're not very good, but I've been able to do my entire seat, and I've just got this one area left to do, and it takes a little trial and error, and sometimes you get some like that, and you got to start over. But let me show you how these things work. And these things have a little groove. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the camera, but a little groove on each end that the hog ring sits in. And let's just let me demonstrate it. I think it'll make sense to you. All right, so on your seat frame, you have these holes like this right here, and that's what your hog rings go into. And on the bottom of your seat cover, you've got this rod. I think it's a nylon rod in there, and that's what you want to bring the hog ring over like that. And let me show you how it works. All right, so there's the hog ring pliers with the hog ring in it. You want to try to make sure that's really straight, and like I said, these things aren't the best. And then you pull this tight, which mine's already pretty tight, and then you put it through and you just crimp it down like that. And that's all there is to it. Now that one actually worked pretty well, but I have had some problems mainly because of these things. But yeah, that's how it works. All right, so I'm happy to say that the seat is completely reassembled. I've even got these hinge covers that I got from LMC Truck, and it's still got some wrinkles in it, but I've got to put it out in the sun, and I haven't been able to do that yet. And I think all these will come out. But overall, and I may have wanted to cut those before I put the back on, but I didn't, so I'm going to have to work around that. Overall, it looks really good. For my first time doing upholstery, I'm pretty happy with it. I got the slides back on, the tracks back on, and I just need to get it shrunken up, one of those words. I just need to get it out in the sun and let the sun do its magic, take some of these wrinkles out. So particularly, not that it matters too much on the back, but there's a lot of, it's pretty loose on the back, and that's as tight as I could get it. Oh, look, I can access these seatbelt parts from here. So that's going to make that easier. Good. All right, so I don't think this is what I had in mind when I redid the seat. I can't stop laughing about this. But there's Jake, and I put I put the seat on the ground to get it out of the way of on the bench, and Jake has found his new home, and he seems pretty happy and pretty comfortable there. Yeah, that's good. Claws and footprints, dog footprints on the seat, on the new seat. All good. All right, so I know I said I was going to show you guys the seat in the truck, but I'm not going to do that. And I'll tell you why I'm not going to do that is because I bought a carpet kit for the truck. So if I put the seat in there now, I'm just going to have to pull it right back out to put the carpet in. So the next video is going to be the installation of the carpet. Got some sound deadening material to go under the carpet. And then I'll get the seat in there, mount it permanently, and show you the seat mounted in the truck in that video with the brand new carpet as well. So really appreciate you checking out the video. Thank you for your support, and as always, thanks for watching.